As many of you are aware, we're walking through a dark portal. The November 11th to 22nd period is bringing up a lot of our ego lessons, a lot of our shadows that are ready to be healed. And all of this work, all of these releases, this healing, this transformation that we are going through, as intense as it may feel, all of these are preparing us as we approach solstice, but more specifically, they're preparing us for this major portal that we are walking towards between December 12th and December 21st. And that portal is a light portal. So it's going to feel very easy. It's going to feel very uplifting. It's going to feel very joyful. And all the hard work that we have done until now, that we are doing right now in harmonizing our negative ego, will reap its rewards. We will see instant rewards. We will walk through Christ consciousness. And this is for those who are ready for their mastery initiations. This is for those who have been working on their shadows. This is for those who have been choosing courage over fear. This is for those who have not been procrastinating, but who have been acting upon their guidance and acting upon their deepest desires and showing courage and making wise choices and not being lazy and not being indecisive. There is so much evolution happening right now on a collective level, on an individual level, and every single one of us is being prepared to 0 point as we approach the solstice portal. 0 point into our mastery, 0 point as in collapse all our karmic lessons, all our ego lessons, just collapse them all and just walk through this solstice portal in complete neutrality, in complete 0 point, where of course there will be instant karma, but all past karmic loops and all past egoic loops are completely collapsed. So in other words, while there will be instant karma, as in your thoughts, your actions, your words will have immediate repercussions or immediate setback or immediate rewards, what is also true is that the energy will be more conducive for ease. The energy will be more conducive for your evolution without all these heavy ego situations or challenges.
And another aspect of 0 point that we can examine is the fact that our intuition, our logic, our psychic abilities, our third eyes, our 360-degree view, because 0 point also means the 360-degree view that we are gaining from the merging of all timelines collapsing into themselves, the past, present, and the future. The Holy Trinity all collapses unto itself as we walk through the December 21st, 2021 portal. And this is a very powerful experience. The planet will shift into 5D completely after this portal. And each one of us will join her when we are ready to walk through the initiations of mastery. So some of us are already prepared for the initiations of mastery this year, and others are going to be prepared and getting ready in subsequent years. So these are all initiations of mastery that take us into the all-knowing self, when we are no longer walking as individuals, but we are walking as Christed consciousness beings who are connected to the universal grid, who are connected to the superconscious mind, who are connected to God's source at all times. We are living, breathing fragments of God, carrying out the will of the divine through our individual fractals. Our only mission, our only blueprint that we came into this incarnation with, the blueprint within our DNA that was encoded, was the blueprint of creating heaven on earth in our own bubbles in our own lives. And by creating our version of heaven on earth within our individual realities, we connect the grid of all the light workers who are doing the same work around the planet, and we collectively form a 5D grid of heaven on earth. And as the past, present, and future timelines collapse, we gain perspective with 360-degree view and 360-degree vision, which also means that we begin to see any imbalance. When we are in a state of higher consciousness, we are able to see any and all imbalances before the seed even sprouts within our aura. That means we have a much higher perspective. We have a higher consciousness, and our psychic and telepathic abilities, our inner knowing, and all our sensory feelings are so heightened that we pick up on the slightest variation that makes us feel that we are deviating from our true source, from our pure 144,000 Christed source frequency. Anytime we deviate, we immediately bring ourselves back, and we shed light on that crack within our consciousness that needs to be addressed even before it sprouts. So the lessons get easier because we do not venture into timelines that lead to dead ends. We simply utilize the knowledge that we carry within our DNA.
So this is an amazing time. This is the most potent time to go into a period of introspection. Where are you still in duality? Where are you still in duality? This is the million-dollar question. This is the question that every single one of us needs to ask ourselves, because our surroundings right now are reflecting exactly the lessons that are pending in our mastery curriculum. So when you go outside and you see someone wearing a face diaper, or you go outside and you see long queues of people waiting to get what they think is a shot in the arm that's going to save them from some deadly virus, how does that make you react? Is the only question that you need to ask yourself. Where are you still in duality? Where are you still not in 0 point? What still triggers you about other people? How do you perceive those that have different belief systems than you? Are you continuing to do what religion did to so many millions again, by judging those who make different choices, by condemning, by putting people down, by considering yourself as one that has made the right choice and someone else as that has made the wrong choice? Or can you maintain neutrality? In other words, can you maintain a sense of self-mastery when you go out into this 3D world and you see friends, and you see family, and you see maybe perhaps your own children, your own spouse? You see them making very different decisions. You see them living in a very different timeline. And yes, you've done your part. You have done your part in educating them as to what you think is right. And they have done their part as in listening to you, and then making their own free will choice. How does that make you feel? And what burden are you still carrying on your shoulder? These burdens will only intensify as you walk closer and closer into this December 11th portal leading up to the solstice. The energies are going to get so intense for those of us who are resisting our lessons. And this, my friends, is not to scare you, but it is to motivate you. You've got this. You can do this. And for any one of you who is shit scared right now about how am I going to do this? Oh my God. Let me break it down for you. All you need to do is evaluate one aspect of your life today that is out of balance. Just one aspect, break it down and say, all right, number one, I am out of balance in my physical body. Let's take this as an example. I am out of balance. So let's say you are out of balance with your physical body. So tool number one, step number one is to identify the problem, the challenge, what's not aligned with your higher self. Just identify it and write it down. The second step is break down the solution into 10 different steps. The second step is to break down the solution of how you can achieve this goal, not into a drastic solution of, okay, in the next week I'm going to achieve all of this, but more on a long-term goal, saying over the next 3 months, starting today, these are the changes that I'm going to make in my life. And while I am aware that breaking these old habits, breaking the reptilian brain's choices, breaking all my cultural programming and patterns and just the same old choices that I'm so used to making, breaking those might be challenging at first, but I am ready to start training my body, training my subconscious, just choosing, making different choices, choosing different things. And by doing that, you alter the neural pathway, you alter your own DNA, you activate your own DNA. So start identifying what needs fixing in your life, what needs, in other words, what needs more alignment, more balance, what needs to come into balance in your life, and then break down the solution over a long-term period, whether it's 3 months or 1 year, depending on the size of your goal. Break it down to many different small steps. For example, let's say you're not happy with your physical appearance or your physical health. Let's say you know this, but your subconscious, like you know this, but instead of facing this, instead of going head to head with the fact that you are not happy with the way you look or you are not happy with the way you feel, instead of wearing that unhappiness on your body like this big ugly cloak of insecurity, I am asking you today to look at yourself, to look at this as a goal, as an intention of self-love, as a gift that you can gift yourself. And then break it down into 10 small steps you can do over the next 3 to 6 months. For example, number 1, this week I will start my day off with a lemon water cleanse. Every morning I will have hot water with lemon and a little bit of honey to cleanse out my gut. Half an hour later, I will drink celery juice. If I can't, have it every day, I will have it twice a week or 4 times a week. Baby steps. The next intention could be that today I will choose 20 minutes to do something that brings up my heart rate. Today I will choose a salad with a nice protein instead of a spaghetti for dinner. Small goals. Tomorrow I will go dancing with friends. Small goals. Tomorrow I will go for a yoga class and I'll start really, really slow. Small goals. So my friends, this has to come into effect in all aspects of your life. Even if you are in a situation where you're feeling defeated and you feel defeated, you know that you're a spiritual warrior, but you haven't yet cracked the code of how to get in business, how to get your healing abilities and your healing skills, how to bring them into business. But you know you're gifted. Do the exact same thing. What I just told you is the recipe for success. You face your insecurity head on. You look your insecurity in the eye and you say, all right, I am dealing with insecurity, I am dealing with self-doubt, I am dealing with procrastination. So let me go dig deeper. Let me see what the problem is. Why am I procrastinating? What is my fear? And then you will realize that it's never been a fear. It's just been a lack of information. All you need to do is spend 10 to 20 minutes per day to break down into steps of what you would like to do. So for example, let's say you give yourself a 6-month period, not to figure out the solution. You give yourself a 6-month period just to play around and dwell in the playground of options and opportunities and network with people and research how to build a website, or how much it would cost to get a website built on Upwork or Fiverr, on all these websites that are now available. And you start enjoying this as a game. You start enjoying this. You spend 20 minutes in your favorite coffee shop sipping your favorite latte or iced tea, and you do one new thing every single day for 20 minutes. On another day, you could go to a meetup, or you could go to a networking event that talks about, that, or maybe that has other healers in the same position. Or you may decide to go online and pick up a course on how to market yourself as a healer. Once you start breaking it down into 10 small steps, you will suddenly and magically realize, just like that this big weight that you have been feeling on your shoulders has simply been the weight of ignorance and nothing more. Ignorance is right now not working for us. It doesn't serve us. Right now, knowledge is light. Light is knowledge. It is the age of knowledge. So pursue your passions, my friends, and any area of your life that does not feel fulfilling right now, look it in the eye and face it head on. Why is my relationship feeling so draining? Face it head on. Why does my wife treat me like crap after everything I do for her? Face it head on and reflect back to, oh wow, I don't have enough boundaries. I'm not clearly communicating my needs. Or I have some kind of insecurity that, I'm tolerating this kind of behavior. So look at all areas of your life and bring it back to what within me, what am I vibrating outside of me that is still bringing me this behavior from those around me. And then set the intention to heal, set the intention to bring about change. And as we walk through this extremely powerful portal, every single one of us is going to have a different experience. Every single one of us is going to walk through, or rather, a better way of saying it is, every single one of us is going to be given a unique set of keys based on the consciousness that they are ready to unlock. So while we may be walking through one octave, someone else might be walking through completely another octave through the same portal. Your mastery lessons may be very different from my mastery lessons. But what's important to remember is that right now we are in a window where our mastery lessons are coming up so powerfully, because the energy from the great central sun is so intense these days. The light packets that are being sent from the great central sun into every single one of us through our sun is so intense because it is designed to activate the living daylights out of you. It is designed to activate the fuck out of you. And that is what is happening right now. So look at every single experience in your life right now and take it as the biggest gift. The biggest gift. Every challenge, every frustration, everything that's not working, every ego, like when your negative ego rears its ugly head and it feels horrible, your insecurities come up, you feel like shit. Look it in the eye and say, thank you, my friend. If I can see you and I can see that this is my ego, these are my lessons coming up for healing, it means I am close to the portal. It means I am close to my initiations. It means I am almost there. It means I am aware enough to see my own negative ego. And because I can see it, I can finally heal it. Take that in for a moment. Because I can see it, I can now heal it. Because all I needed to do in the first place was to shine my awareness on my shadows, shine my awareness on my own darkness. And as soon as I see it, boom, just like that, it's harmonized, it's integrated. And all I have to do is to feel. All I have to do is go in my heart give myself all the love that I possibly can, be my own divine mother, be my own divine father, and give myself all the love, because every single shadow, every single negative trait of my ego, every single trait that I consider embarrassing or that I judge and the whole world judges, has come in me, has manifested in me because of my wounds, because of my challenges, because of my struggles, because of my childhood traumas, because of all that I endured as a child. So instead of judging myself, I'm going to give myself so much love, and I'm going to feel into how all these wounds even manifested in me in the first place. And this is the secret tip, my friends. By feeling your wounds, by feeling your wounds, your hurt, your pain, your trauma, by setting time aside to heal, to feel, just lying in bed with maybe a meditative track on and feeling, going into the state of feeling, removing all distractions of the mind, removing all distractions of social media, and literally closing your eyes or keeping them open, but going into a phase, a stage of feeling your trauma, feeling your grief, and comforting your inner child, that beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, precious inner child of yours. Comforting her and say, I love you. I love you. I am so proud of you. You have been through so much. You have been through so much. And because of how much you've been through, all these, misaligned parts of the ego have been formed because you had to go into overdrive, my child. And today I am ready to heal. Because today I have anchored enough consciousness, enough awareness that I can watch myself and I can identify patterns of my ego that are not in my highest good. And by identifying them and then following the little easy step that I gave you of 1, identifying why it's there, what the challenge is, and 2, what would make you feel better. And 3, so basically first step is understanding the root cause of why you're feeling this way. Instead of thinking, oh, my husband's a loser, think of why do you feel that? Maybe you're not in love with him, or maybe you think you're a loser, so you're projecting on him. Try to go deep. Or maybe he is a loser, then in that case, why are you still with him? So go deep into all your projections. Go super deep. And then take it back to you and say, what do I need to do to feel better? And that is how you walk through these powerful portals and you trampoline into higher timelines. You trampoline into higher timelines of bliss, of ease, of joy, of abundance. And I say this to every single one of you listening. Reprogram your mind, reprogram your wiring with powerful, positive choices, positive thoughts, positive sentiments for everything that you have been thinking in the negative way. Program it with positive intention, because right now that reprogramming is essential. It's critical for your development, it's critical for your evolution, and it's critical to walk through this portal.
So my friends, the way our reality works is that in 3D we live very structured lives where we just have this routine that we follow day after day after day, and everything is expected. It's linear. You can tell where you'll most likely be 3 months from now. However, once you're 0 pointed in 5D, information is flowing so fast through our consciousness, through our lens of awareness, that you cannot even make plans for the next hour, because you're simply a fractal of this collective consciousness that is the collective awareness of humanity. So the way we begin to see ourselves, our past 3D selves, is quite quaint, where in 3D, everything that we receive from our outside reality is what we believe ourselves to be. So if your narcissist boyfriend or girlfriend, whoever, is telling you you're a worthless, useless piece of shit and you are lazy and you will never amount to anything, by the way, delete. But if somebody is constantly feeding you this negative programming and you have a weak solar plexus, you don't know boundaries, and you believe you've always been told by society, by your parents, by your governments, by your institutions, that we dictate who you are, not you. You don't even know who you are as a soul. So you begin to constantly take in all of this reflection from the outside world into an image of who you are. So you literally internalize this programming of all the abuse that has been sent to you in so many ways by so many people, and you believe that. So you become powerless to get out of that situation. You get powerless to get out of that relationship because you believe you don't even have the willpower to do so because you are not worthy of a better relationship. It is only in 4D, when we exit 3D and we go to 4D, everything starts to reflect back to us immediately. Because in 4D, we're going through the training ground of being zero pointed into 5D unity consciousness, where we walk as masters. So think of 4D as not a dimension where you stay for a long time. It's just a training period. It's just a training dimension. It's just a training zone for your consciousness to acclimate between 3D to 5D. So what 4D does for you is it starts showing you the reflections of all your shadows. It starts showing you these are all your weaknesses. Your boundaries are your weakness. You're not expressing yourself as your weakness, and you begin to focus more on those problems. And by focusing on those problems, eventually you begin to realize that you are not what everyone told you you are. You are eternal. You are an eternal reflection of God Himself, herself, itself, the whole prime creator, everything that is. You are just a fractal of everything that is lost in this egoic illusion called life on earth. We've forgotten the extent of who we are, how we got here, and where we're going, who we are, what our powers are. So 4D trains us to start projecting our consciousness outwards from within. So first it connects all the wiring, so we get connected to our higher self and our God self, and then we begin to operate from the inside out. You project your reality from the inside out. That's why everything that happens in your life is simply a reflection of your inside. So once you begin to master your lessons, once you begin to see, oh, this is what I need to bring in more of. I need to bring in more of my warrior template. I need to bring in more of my authority. Need to bring in balance more. If I'm too introverted and I don't like to socialize, I need to balance that with going out sometimes. So any extreme is not in balance. We need to be fully harmonized. That's what is truly zero pointing. Looking at all imbalances within your life and bringing them to zero, neither too much on this side nor too much on that side, bringing everything into complete neutrality. And that's what we as a collective are walking into in this December 21st, 2021 portal. And we cannot wait to experience that with our soul family, with all of you listening. We cannot wait to walk through all of these beautiful and magical experiences that our logical mind cannot comprehend sometimes. This is truly a remarkable time to be alive. And what an honor it is to be here on earth with you all. Thank you and God bless you.